Mayor Mondale Robinson interacts with a racist neighbor. Here it is.
You're showing up like a racist right now. You're
well,
angry.
Damn, I'm glad
you're an angry Karen right now.
Facebook.
You're showing up like an angry Karen.
Well, you know what you are?
Yeah. I have one.
Probably about like this.
In your mouth.
In your mama's.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
That's sweet.
I went to Enfield graded school.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I learned all that.
You learned it? Oh, you learned it from the black people.
Just as
you learned that from the black people.
You
think you learned this nastiness from black people? No, man. This shit is part of your culture.
It's part of yours too.
No problem.
No, I'm not.
You walked out your house because you saw me and my wife going to get a cup of coffee to be this nasty. You could have kept your nasty ass in the house. You chose to come out here.
You could have kept your nasty ass.
Well, you see, our dear brother, Mayor Mondale, he's not a take the high road kind of guy. He's I will take the same road that you came traveling on. I have to take that road sometimes myself. I don't always take the same route. So this individual decided to utilize the avenue of racism in order to become adversarial to her mayor, the mayor of Enfield, Mayor Mondale Robinson. Mayor Robinson, if you remember, who has been a guest on this show many times and is a personal friend of mine. Mayor Robinson ran for mayor specifically to root out white supremacy in Enfield. So literally, he ran against the sentiment, the personality, the character that he faced off against. And listen, he has always been an in-your-face mayor. As a matter of fact, that's why he got voted in, because people wanted someone who would stand up to this kind of racism. Now, when he was on the show a time back when, we were talking about a mayor named Bart Littlejohn endured racial comments from multiple bigots during a meeting. We previously discussed with Mayor Mondale how does he conduct his meetings and what would he have done if individuals came inside of his meeting to incite violence. Here it is. You are Mr. Mayor. You have to govern these similar types of meetings. People get to say what they choose to say. Give us some of the rules here.
Listen, you get 3 minutes to speak in our town, and I can shut your ass down when I get ready. And I promise you, and I need to say this is a disclaimer, TYT does not condone violence, but I would whoop their ass. I promise you. I'm the wrong mayor. You are not. The first one would have got you in trouble with me. I am not Bart. Do not bring it to my town. I am not Bart. And for, like you said, there's a lot of speech that is not free. Right. Incitement. If you're inciting harm or violence, then that is not protected by free speech.
The mayor is correct. Your free speech has limitations, or let's call them responsibilities. Your freedom of speech cannot be utilized in order to incite violence, regardless of the forum. If it does, well, you're not under the protection order of that said speech if you are utilizing it to exact violence. Now, put them up full mask. I'm going to give you some background to this and some foreground. So the mayor of Enfield, North Carolina, our dear brother, has fought against white supremacy, torn down Confederate monuments, and launched the Black Male Voter Project. We have highlighted that project many times on the show. But despite all his achievements, he still faces racist insults when he's walking down the street of his own city. In a video making the rounds on social media, the 40-plus Mondale Robinson can be seen defending himself against a wild accusation from a white female neighbor who confronted him as he was heading out for coffee with his wife. Robinson and the woman were having a heated exchange when she blurted out, quote, "You are jealous because you're not white." That's what she said. You are jealous because you're not white. Can we just pause on this for a moment? If you believe that in your heart of hearts, that another person is jealous because they are not white, anything you say is perverted by that lens. I don't see how you can say anything that is not racist if you're talking truth of what you really believe. If you believe a black male is just jealous of you because of your white epidermis. There's more. Robinson and the woman were in this exchange. She yelled out, "You're jealous because you're not white," to which he quickly responded, quote, "I don't want to be white," end quote. The insults continued in a follow-up video where the woman blamed her offensive behavior on the black community of Enfield, whose population is 1,864, is 85% African American. After insulting his manhood, she told him, quote, "I went to Enfield grade school. I learned all that ish just like you did. I can be just as derogatory as you can." Response, "You think you learned this nastiness from black people?" he asked. Quote, "You are the problem." Now, our dear brother's no stranger to confrontation. After joining the Marines and earning an associate's degree in political science, he traveled across the country as a political consultant before returning to North Carolina to mobilize voters. He told public radio station WUNC that he became Enfield's mayor in 2022 to stop the white supremacy that had historically plagued the town. And one of his first major actions, he bulldozed a local Confederate monument in the wake of George Floyd's murder. White men with guns showed up by the truckload on his street the next day. In the recent video posted in late October, he didn't back down either, telling the woman, quote, "You're showing up like a racist right now. You're showing up like an angry Karen," end quote. Judging by the comments on Instagram, Mondale voiced the feelings of many. Quote, "Delegation of Black people statement, we have never wanted to be white, respectfully," one wrote. Another astonished commenter added, quote, do they really think we want to be white? I've never heard this before. White, really? Like, people are genuinely confused that this is part of the psychology, I would say. Put up the picture again of him bulldozing the Confederate monuments. It's a beautiful story behind this, by the way. Very beautiful story. As a matter of fact, when this happened, I was hosting the Rashad Richey Morning Show in Atlanta, Georgia. This is when I first was introduced to who this brother was. Loved it. The rule that the state had made, the state said, you can't remove these monuments. That was during the time when state governments were acting ridiculous as it relates to local control. The local people, vast majority African American, they no longer wanted to look at symbols of their own oppression and pay for these symbols at that. Pay how? By way of maintenance, maintaining the structures and maintaining the land around it. But see, the state passed a rule, but failed to truly protect the monument. They just said taxpayer dollars cannot be used to do this, that it cannot be done by government workers. They tried to go through this whole list. And so what the mayor did after he was elected and duly sworn in, he went and got a sledgehammer and tried to knock it down himself. And he said it was Confederate strong, and so that racism was built in. So he went and rented a bulldozer that night and bulldozed it himself, thus following the rules. Yes, he was investigated. Yes, they wanted to lock him up. And yes, he was exonerated because he technically followed the law when he did it. That's how he came in as their mayor. So we with you, dear brother. Continue to fight the good fight. Senator, thoughts here?
Yeah, we with the mayor all the way. I loved every clip that you played. That is the mayor that we know and that we love. I was thinking about how Black people, American Black people in particular, are the most emulated people on the planet. And this chick talking about you mad because you ain't white, which in those words, in and of themselves, as you laid out, from the moment she spoke them out of her words, everything else she said was voided. But Doc, you know what else she said? She didn't say, but it's subliminal. It's in the subconscious. You want to be white, therefore I recognize my white skin privilege. That's what she said. So
that's what it is right there. Yep.
Right there, Doc. And so as much as people who think like her, because I won't put everybody in the same category, want to say that Black people are somehow preoccupied with identity politics. No, sir, no, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. You all are preoccupied with quote unquote identity politics. You started it from the inception of the nation. It was one identity and one identity only that you uplifted as superior to all others. So, Doc, they know. But she got the right one. She got the right one that day. He said, you know, my mama used to say, wherever you act out, that's why I'm whooping your behind.
Right.
And I think Mayor Mondale, that's how he rolls.
That's old school right there. That's old school politics. Mama them.